you know how it goes altogether.
The Israeli government right now is genocidal. Make no mistake, as Jews, we recognize it. Through grieving our relatives, to say that to him directly because he is not listening.
For you, I sing for what is holy and is.
Everyone here is going through unimaginable pain, and through that grief, we are determined to stop this genocide because we know the warning signs. And so we are blocking every entrance to the White House, or as many as we can stay there for, because President Biden has not been listening to the voices of American Jews and Palestinians and allies who are saying we cannot try the same thing that has not worked for decades here.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
One million Palestinians have been displaced since the 7th of October. UNRWA sadly had lost 14 staff members who work with the agency in the Gaza Strip since the 7th of October. Many of our own staff themselves, they have been displaced. Many have taken refuge with friends and relatives, but many, many more are taking refuge in UNRWA facilities, including in facilities that were not meant to become shelters. The siege on the Gaza Strip continues. UNRWA has not been able to bring in any supplies since the 7th of October, and our own supplies are running out, and they're running out fast. Our colleagues who continue to be in Gaza, who continue to stay and deliver for people in Gaza, including those impacted by this war, are reporting that they are down themselves to 1 liter of water a day in our offices in the south, where we have relocated our center of operation. A very tragic situation on the ground. Bombardment and airstrikes continued in Gaza. Our own staff are impacted as well, terrified, very, very worried for what the next hour will bring, let alone what the next day will bring. They and us, we keep always in touch, and they tell us that they cannot even reassure their children, to tell them that it's going to be okay, because maybe it's not going to be okay. We feel that the levels of desperation and frustration and exhaustion among our staff specifically increases by the hour. The longer this goes on, the longer the fatigue, the exhaustion, the frustration goes with that. What we are calling for at UNRWA is for the siege to be lifted, the siege on the Gaza Strip to be lifted, so that organizations like UNRWA, but also other sister UN agencies and other humanitarian agencies are able to bring in much needed supplies into the Gaza Strip to provide assistance to those in need. No supplies have come into Gaza since the 7th of October. Nothing. No fuel, no food, no water, no other types of assistance. No supplies have gotten into Gaza since the 7th of October. That I can confirm, not for UNRWA and not for other UN agencies. There continues to be no water for the vast majority of the population in Gaza. We're talking about 2 million people in the Gaza Strip who do not have water. And water is running out, and water is life, and life is running out of Gaza. So we have not had any information or any updates. We are very concerned about the spread of waterborne diseases if water continues not to be available in Gaza, because we do know that people are resorting to dirty water sources, including water from wells. No fuel tankers from UNRWA have crossed the borders today into Gaza. You may be referring to a media report, so let me clarify for you and for everybody in the room and online that UNRWA was moving some of its existing but very limited stock of fuel that we already had inside Gaza. Their basic supplies are also running out fast, and their fuel is running out fast. And so it is, I think, a common story across the board when it comes to civilian infrastructure and civilian facilities that provide for those in need. It is a similar story to that of UNRWA's. We're all running out of supplies very, very fast because of the siege. And this is exactly why the siege has got to be lifted. And organizations like the one I work with, UNRWA, needs to be able to deliver supplies into the Gaza Strip as soon as possible. They're terrified and they're tired, and they want for all of this to come to an end. And the messages that we're getting is, get us out of this hellhole. This has become hell. I mean, the SOSs worsen by the day, if you wish. I check in with the team that works directly with me in the Gaza Strip at least once a day, and I feel the mood is going down. I feel the level of desperation is going up, uncertainty really from an hour to another, fear. That's what our staff have been sharing with us. Some IDPs, internally displaced persons, have taken refuge in a logistics center, which is a huge warehouse that UNRWA ran in southern Gaza, but it's not at all equipped to shelter human beings. It's a warehouse for our supplies, for the wheat flour and for the matrices and for the hygiene kits and other material that UNRWA distributed to people in need before the war began on the 7th of October. So their situation is quite dire. Also related to our supplies, because our supplies are running out, because we have not been able to bring in any supplies to the Gaza Strip since the 7th of October. So our own UNRWA supplies are running out, and they're running out fast. The shelters are overcrowded. The shelters do not have enough sanitation services. We are getting reports that hundreds of people are sharing one toilet, for example. So related to the previous question, we do have serious concerns about the spread of waterborne diseases in the Gaza Strip, especially among those displaced. Many of those displaced are actually UNRWA colleagues, and they tell us that they're shell-shocked. They're shell-shocked simply to lose their home, to become homeless, and to come and take refuge in what is a UN facility, whether it's a school or a logistics center or a medical facility.